Welcome to Six Rings and Counting. I'm your host, Cory Idle. Lou Willard, who is usually right here beside me, well, on the other side of the internet beside me, is on assignment. As you can imagine, there's a lot of excitement over the news that Shador Sanders is making a visit to Pittsburgh this week, and Lou got to be there for that. I'm pretty sure he's the one arranged it, considering he has been the one for the last month or so predicting that Shador Sanders is 100% in play still for this team. So, awesome sign right now. And Shador Sanders is a really weird thing. Lou and I talked about this earlier today. I had a chance to catch up with the busiest man on the planet. And what we discussed was we don't remember a time when a quarterback like Shador Sanders was predicted to go anywhere from two, more than likely three, all the way down to 21. Some people are even saying later than that now. I was just astounded by this. And Lou brought up a couple good points with that over the phone, which was one, that tells you how weak of a draft class this is for quarterbacks. Because obviously that is the most coveted position. And it seems like no team is willing to go that Johnny Manziel, Tim Couch route. Now, that being said, the Browns do pick second in this draft, so who knows what they're going to do? They're always a wild card. But the reason I think Shador is all of a sudden in play is the fact that the Giants have Russell Wilson, they have Jameis. Obviously, they still have Tommy DeVito, but whatever. He's cuttable if they have to, even though he is beloved in the area. You could cut him if it means getting a Shador Sanders as your third quarterback and getting to sit for a solid year and getting to learn under these two guys. That being said, I could see them just taking a Travis Hunter at this point, being the Giants. And Shador at that point falls because there's not a team that really needs a quarterback after that. As crazy as that sounds, it's just not there. So I will be very curious to see what happens with the draft, especially with Shador Sanders in that concern. And that leads us right into our big sports take of the day, which I don't know if it's a take. I'm just talking at this point. We're going to run a Steelers mock draft. Lou and I, a little bit ago, a couple shows back, did a first round draft, an entire first round. You can check that out if you want. I am just focusing on the Steelers tonight. Little bit of fun. Lou hates this hypothetical crap. He deals in facts and figures like grown-ups. I'm the kid that plays fantasy football poorly and just like, I hope we can do it. That's my kind of football fan. So, with that said, we're going to do a nice draft simulator here. Be easy on me in the comments, or don't. It's fine. I understand. I am not the football mind really on this show. That is Mr. Willard. So, with that being said, we are going to kick off our draft. We're going to simulate this whole damn thing, see what happens. I will only be picking for the Steelers. And let's get going. Tennessee, you're on the clock. And they took Shador, which we know isn't happening, so this is already a fraudulent bullshit draft. Way to start it. Mock draft database simulator. What a jerk. All right, we're up. Best player available, we got Giad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. We're covered there. Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. We're covered there. Matthew Golden seems attractive. Wide receiver out of Texas. He would be a great backup just in case we do end up getting rid of George Pickens. Being said, let's take a look. Our guy Jackson Dart is there. We've talked about him all season. We're going to go ahead and draft Jackson Dart. Whether or not Aaron Rodgers shows up on the team, I think it's irrelevant. Jackson Dart at 21, he's going to be able to sit for a season and really grab the experience he needs to learn. And Mason Rudolph, you can crack all the jokes you want. He'll be able to teach him things about the NFL that a lot of guys like Aaron Rodgers would simply refuse to do. So we're going to go ahead and draft Jackson Dart and see what happens. We're moving along. Golden's gone at this point. We still got a lot of receivers. Omari and Hampton went really late, second round. We're just cruising right along through the second round. As you know, we don't have one. We gave that up. So, yay. We'll just go ahead and wait. The best availables are just slipping off the board. Right now, I am eyeballing for us. We obviously need defensive linemen, specifically defensive tackle. Cam's getting older. I know we got Joshua Farmer sitting here. He's a great pick. Looking at some of these other guys, though, they're all pretty close as you get later in the rounds. If I look over here at cornerback, though, I got Darian Porter sitting there at 62. He can go along with what we are building to be a good, strong, no pun intended for Dorian Strong, a strong secondary. I think adding Darian Porter only helps there. Let's take a look at the receivers just to cover our bases. You got Jalen Noel, Savion Williams, Kyle Williams. Savion Williams is probably the best one out of that group. I am going to go ahead and stick with my original thought here. Darian Porter, cornerback out of Iowa State. Come on down. And we're back to waiting for our next pick. We're still trucking our way through the third round. Joshua Farmer still there at defensive line. He would be a great pickup for us. Nope, he's gone. Go figure. When we start getting to this point in the draft, too, nope, we do not do trades. Those are hypotheticals. Some of these are actually pretty good. I'm not interested in doing that, though, just for the simple fact that this is an exercise for us. So, yeah, defensive line, we're still waiting on. CJ West out of Indiana is our best guy. We have edge rusher Jared Ivey as one of the better ones. Quinn Evers, geez, get his name right. He is going to be available. This is a good option in case there is a defensive tackle available in the first round. That gives us the option to see where Quinn Ewers may fall here. That being said, for our purposes, we drafted Jackson Dart. We've drafted Darian Porter. I'm very happy with that. It's really a toss-up at this point between Kyle Williams out of Washington State, wide receiver, or CJ West. Let's just take a real quick look at that receiver list. There's nobody in here that's blowing me away at this point. I'm comfortable waiting, especially with the receiving core we have right now. Pun intended, if we have to punt, that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and wrap this up and get CJ West out of Indiana. You know he's a big guy if he's playing the interior defensive line for the Big Ten, because there are some dogs offensive line and as a run stopper. So CJ West will be a great pick for us here. Again, the Browns are offering us picks. No, I'm surprised they didn't offer us a first rounder there. That was shocking. We're back up again. Torrey Holton out of Colorado State is there. Quincy Riley out of Louisville. You got Damian Martinez, running back out of Miami. I skipped Danny Stutzman. That was not because of him. That is simply for the fact that we don't need a linebacker. So there's some good players here floating around. Wide receivers clearly where we're going to end up going. Let's just take a look. Cornerback, cool. Offensive line, we always need those. I mean, my gosh, at this point as a Steelers fan, how do you not have all the offensive line you can get? You know we're going to have at least 17 injured as the season goes on. But instead, we stock tight ends. So we know we're good there. Let's go back here and grab us Torrey Horton, wide receiver, Colorado State. This is turning out to be a great draft for us, guys. As you may be able to see here on the right, you can see our where we picked everybody up in our rankings. Our worst pick so far has been Jackson Dart. and I am okay with that. We are back up in the sixth round. Washington offering us picks. Detroit's offering us picks. The Chargers offered us every pick they have, and that's for this season. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but let's do it just so we can extend this a little bit further. Those are 3 draft picks in the sixth round for this guy right now. I'm comfortable with what we've drafted so far. Ah, Lou's not here. Let's cheat. Dad's away. Let's have a party. Cranking along. I am not trading anything else. I do not care. Best available at our pick here in the sixth round, pick 199. You got Logan Brown, tackle out of Kansas, Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame, Tyler Barron, edge rusher out of Miami, Dylan Gabriel, that's a big name for people out of Oregon. Still, here's my problem with Dylan Gabriel. I think he is talented as they all come. I'm pretty sure he is smaller though than Kyler Murray. I just don't know if that is feasible in this league. He makes some of these shorter quarterbacks look pretty damn big. That being said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and practice what I preach. I'm going to go ahead and draft Logan Brown, offensive tackle out of Kansas. We don't know what is going to happen here with Broderick as we move along. Got to protect our backside, exactly like we're going to hope Logan Brown can do. And it must have been a great pick because we got another A+ grade. So absolutely fantastic so far. Pick number 209. This is again involved in our trade that we did with the Chargers. So don't look at this like it's something that's going to happen and say, holy shit, we had a great draft. Not necessarily. Going through this list of what's left here, best available is Ajani Cornelius, offensive tackle out of Oregon. We just got a guy last year on our right side. He's starting. Broderick Jones is going back to his natural position at left. He's going to be starting. We just drafted Logan Brown, the tackle out of Kansas. I am not going to take another tackle. I know I said you take as many as you can. I'm not going to go that route. Instead, I am looking at Upton Stout, the cornerback out of Western Kentucky. But the guy I really want here is safety Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama. Holy crap. Getting him here is just fantastic. And again, we snagged another A+ grade on that guy. We are owning this draft. We got 2 more picks left. We are up. This is still round 6, pick 214. This is the last pick we had involving the Chargers. And look who is sitting there for us still. We have Upton Stout out of Western Kentucky. But I am going to follow Lou's rule. We have Jordan Hancock, cornerback out of Ohio State. Sorry, the Ohio State University. Get it right. We're going to pick him up. I would rather have these cornerbacks at this point in time, just for the simple fact that Cory Trice is unproven. I know Lou is a huge believer in Cory Trice. I am too. That being said, we don't know what we got yet. Let's cover our backside. I'm more confident in the offensive line at this point than I am our cornerbacks. So I'd rather lock them down, not only for this upcoming season, but for the future. This is a draft that is planning for the future and the long haul with Jackson Dart, Darian Porter, CJ West, and Torrey Horton. That gives us room to maneuver should we miss out on a quarterback this year or start a fast rebuild, a little bit like the Patriots are doing next year. So with our last pick in this draft, this is our last true pick. Pick 229, 7th round. Our Jordan Hancock pick was a B+. That's rude. We were crushing it with A's. I don't buy into that. Best available is Jalen Lane, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. Here's my thing. I would love to take one of these defensive tackles. I really would. I think they would be great for us. I think they would help us out considerably, um, especially since we took one defensive tackle in the entire draft, and that was in the third round. I know they're going to be subbing in and out for Cam. Oh man, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll the dice here. I know the conventional wisdom is taking Jalen Lane out of Virginia Tech. That is what every person in the world is going to do. That is great. I don't care. What I want to do is again build for our future. I am more confident in Torrey Holton and keeping George Pickens than I am Cam Hayward lasting another 2 seasons. So I'm taking Nazir Stackhouse, defensive tackle out of Georgia. Reason I'm taking him is plain and simple. Um, I'm going with Lou's principle there. You go with the guys with the big schools. They're drafted for a reason. Most of those guys starting at these bigger universities are actual blue chip players. So having them, it's worth its weight in gold. So let's review this bad Larry real quick, and we'll start to wrap this up. See what other bull crap we can throw at you. So for our 7 round mock draft for the Steelers, we took Jackson Dart 21st overall, got an A grade for that. At 83, we took Darian Porter, cornerback out of Iowa State. That was an A plus. You're going to hear A plus a lot now, guys. We brought our A game. For the 123rd pick, we took C.J. West, defensive lineman out of Indiana, A plus. 156 pick was Torrey Horton, wide receiver out of Colorado State. I wish it was Torrey Holt. Holy shit, that'd be awesome. Pick number 199, Logan Brown, offensive tackle out of Kansas, A plus. Malachi Moore at 209, safety out of Alabama, that was an A plus. And then our final 2 picks come in at B pluses with 214, Jordan Hancock, cornerback out of Ohio State, and Nazir Stackhouse, defensive lineman out of Georgia at pick 229. This was a good draft. I think overall it was a little wild, quite frankly. Especially with Shedeur Sanders going number 1, which unless Cam Ward trips and falls or murders somebody tonight, I can't see that happening. We know where Cam Ward's going. He's number 1 to Tennessee. And plus, if he did kill somebody tonight, he's getting drafted by Kansas City. Everybody knows that. So, anyway, with that, I thought we would wrap the show up with a little fun here. As Lou forbids it, he demands straight football talk and not beating around the bush with this malarkey. That being said, we're going to go over the top 10 best football movies ever. This is just my opinion. I don't know why I sounded like Donald Trump there. It's just my opinion. No, this is my opinion. You can come at me in the comments if you want. I'm not arguing with you because it's just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, you're totally entitled to it. It's a movie. It's not real life. So, with that, let's break down the top 10 greatest football movies ever made according to me. And before we get started, I will drop this hot tip. If you want any more fun movie takes, if you like movie reviews, things like that, check out our other channel, Kiss the Reviews. You can find it on YouTube under Kiss the Reviews. It's really that simple. Let's get into this. Top 10 football movies of all time. I am starting off with a pseudo football movie. It involves football, but it is not really a football movie, which is why it has to come in at 10, but deserves to be mentioned, period. That is The Last Boy Scout, starring Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. If you haven't seen it, holy cow, is that a fantastic movie. Just great. Just great. You have to absolutely love it. Number 9 on the list for me, we're going to go with Goldie Hawn classic, Wildcats, also starring the famous movie duo of Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Number 8, on the list. I don't typically get into the kids' movies and such, but I mean, dude, it's Ed O'Neill, it's Rick Moranis, it's Little Giants. Come on, that movie's great. And who didn't love Icebox? That chick was badass. She was the real deal. Coming in, number 7 on the best football movies ever made. I am going with North Dallas 40, starring Nick Nolte and Mac Davis. That is raw. It is a rough, it is old school. Guys just pounding cans of old school Coors Banquet beer while they're taking an ice bath after a game. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 6 on my list, greatest football movies ever made. I am going to go with Remember the Titans. Come on. It's just a great movie. It's a great movie. And football cured racism. How can you not love that? I mean, my God. Just that simple, guys. Just that simple. Number 5 on my list, the Adam Sandler classic. Not what you're thinking, I bet. Longest Yard. You can throw the Burt Reynolds one in there too. I'm fine with that. This is just an age difference. I am an Adam Sandler Gen X kid. So therefore, The Longest Yard comes in at number 5 for me. Greatest football movies ever made. Number 4 on our list, The Program, starring James Caan. I know this movie gets a lot of shit, but this is way ahead of its time. Just so far ahead of its time when it comes to how dirty universities were and the stuff that they were doing behind the scenes. In all honesty, it was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. Number 3 on my list, and again, this is the tough one for me. I go back and forth so many times, but I love the movie just because of when I was a kid and I saw it. Of course, I am talking about the TCU Armadillos Necessary Roughness, starring Scott Bakula. And I mean, Sinbad. Do I even need to say more? It's a 90s football movie starring Sinbad and Scott Bakula. And by the way, Kathy Ireland is the place kicker. That's kind of fun to look at. Not going to bullshit you. That's a lot of fun. Number 2 on my list for all time greatest football movies ever made. Adam Sandler classic, once again, The Waterboy. There are people that quote this movie that haven't even seen it. It is a fantastic comedy. It's a great football movie. And The Waterboy will live in infamy. Plus, Fairuza Balk. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Plus, Kathy Bates is the psycho mom. That's a no-brainer. Rounding out our list, top 10 football movies ever made. If you have ever watched an episode of this show, you have probably seen me wearing his jersey. I am, of course, talking about the left-handed quarterback out of The Ohio State University, the Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman classic, The Replacements, easily the greatest football movie ever made. I love it to my core. I will watch it anytime it is on. It is my Shawshank of football movies, and it deserves your respect as much as it has mine. I mean, maybe not. Again, this is all just my opinion, guys. It's not a big deal either way. We are closing in on this football draft for the 2025 season. We are about a week away, and guys, it is getting tense. There is no movement happening, in case you couldn't tell by me just rattling off fictional football movies for you. So plan on next week on some more bullshit to fill some time, because right now everybody's just waiting. And I mean, until Aaron Rodgers makes a decision, there is nothing happening right now in the league. Everybody's planning for the draft. The Steelers are making it clear they don't care one way or another. He's either there or he's not. So it'll be interesting. And I'll leave you all with this. Don't buy the hype. you're hearing a lot of how the Steelers will be so lucky if Aaron Rodgers came to the team. And I know, you're sick and tired of hearing me go off about Aaron Rodgers. This is the only thing I would say. Let's stop talking about this guy like he is 28 years old. He is a 42-year-old quarterback that came off a major season ending injury a year ago. Well, 2 years ago. We can honestly not expect him to be the same player he is or has been. So, with that, you're hearing a lot of hype. Yes, the Steelers would be lucky. Yes, you know what you're getting with Aaron Rodgers. And my question is, do you? Honestly, do you know what you're getting with Aaron Rodgers? Because personally, I don't. And my hate aside from him, my hatred for him personally aside, I need to see something out of him that is anywhere different from what I saw out of Russell Wilson. Because stat for stat, they're the same. With that, we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully, we have some actual NFL news for you. I will know Lou Willard will be back with us, and he will set things right and make sure I am not filling up your time with movies and mock drafts. So, for the absent and busy working Lou Willard, I am Cory Idle. This is Six Rings and Counting, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.